Welcome to Let's Talk with Sheila. Tonight we're going to do a commentary on Real Housewives of Atlanta, the last episode, episode 7, Keeping It Gucci. But before we get started with that, if you're here tonight, if you could please hit the like button, subscribe, and it'll be wonderful if you could share. I'm trying to grow my channel and it would really help. But until we get to that point, hopefully you're going to like the topics, you're going to like the commentary. But anyway, so let's get started. Tonight you see Drew. Drew is speaking to a music producer because now, based on the song her and Raph did, it's been getting some streaming numbers. And so they're decided that they want to do a video and to go ahead and start promoting it, which I think is an awesome idea. Plus, Drew, we want to see more of you. And if this gets us to see more of you, then hey, I'm with it. So Drew is with a guy called Rage, and he's a music producer. So he's going to produce the video, but I mean, he has stipulations. And pretty much his stipulations is he wants this to be a really hot video, like a Megan Thee Stallion video, sexy. So he wants a hot leading man. And of course, Drew wants Raph. Who wouldn't want Raph? That's her husband. So she wants Raph to be the lead man. But Rage is like, okay, wait. How's that body looking? You know what I'm saying? He got a tight body. You know what I'm saying? Not do he just have a 6-pack? Do we have an 8-pack? And I mean, Raph, I love you to death. I'm sure you work out. But he looks like he got a dad body. And even though he may have a 6-pack, have y'all seen the difference, like the 6-pack on a real man, like a daddy's body, opposed to a young, lean 6-pack on someone who's much younger? It's like a different kind of 6-pack. So I kind of felt Rage, the producer, he wanted the 6-pack, like that younger 6-pack where it's like real defined, not that, that dad body. But anyway, so Drew, she was like, ooh, well, we'll see. And so she, so I think, how should I say? So she had to tell Ralph. And Raph was feeling some type of way. So we kind of move forward from that. And Sonya going to cryotherapy to get their body right. So I guess this is a therapy like to keep you young, anti-aging. And so they're going in and, they're doing their thing. And so, when they come out, of course, they got to speak. And of course, they got to talk about how the ladies are not together. And Sheree decides she wants to throw like a little party, to try to get them together and see what's going on. And Sonya was like, yeah, I think that's going to be a good idea. But before that, I want to talk to Candy because I feel Candy's been getting misinformation from Drew and Kenya about Marlo. So now here we go again. Early for the beginning of the show, we already got Marlo in the storyline. And I just don't understand. I don't understand why. Why do we have to keep having Marlo in the storyline? But anyway, so now Sonya, I guess she's on a mission to talk to Candy and to pretty much find out what's going on and to give her side of the story, which I'm not even sure what Sonya's side of the story is. But anyway, so next thing we see is Sonya actually meeting with Candy. So it looked like they're either at the OLG. Yeah, I think it's probably OLG they were at. I'm not really sure. But anyway, so, Candy was really cool. And Candy's kind of basically asking her, like, what's up with you, Sonya? And Sonya's like, what are you talking about? What's up with me? I'm down for you. I'm down for all the ladies. And so Candy kind of side-eyeing her like, yeah, but lately it looks like you've been doing a lot of taking up for Marlo. And not only you taking up for Marlo, it don't even seem like you holding her accountable for anything that she's doing. And like, what's up with that? And Sonya like, no, I don't want you to feel like that. And Candy like, no, you look like you riding the fence. And she like, no, Candy, no. I just feel like, Marlo. the story that you heard from Marlo isn't the story that Marlo told me, and I just want you all to talk. So Candy, like, look, pretty much what Candy wanted, who told her, like, I have sympathy for Marlo. My brother died when I was like 15 years old, and at that point, I had to move on, and it was very hard for me to move on. But at the end of the day, I had to move on. And as far as with this Marlo issue, Candy's like, I do a lot. Maybe I'm not that sympathetic person that a lot of other people are. And I could really respect Candy. Let me finish. But Candy said, but I do try to do in my own way. I do try to treat people right. I do try to be respectful. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but you understood if you watched the episode. And hopefully you did watch the episode. And she said, basically, I try to provide people opportunities. I try to help motivate people, but maybe I'm not the most sensitive as being sympathetic. And, that's something that, I know about myself. And, Sonya, like, yeah, you right. But, I just want the ladies to get together. Then it moves on to Marlo and Courtney. And let me see, Marlo and Courtney, I'm reading my notes. Yeah, and then they began to talk about the her managers, Ty and Justin. This is Marlo manager. They're gonna set her up with a blind date. So she's all, excited, and she's speaking to Courtney about this. And then Marlo goes into the same storyline Marlo's had. You have done more for me than the girls have ever done for me. You just saw that I needed help, and you just found somebody to expunge my record. And the ladies have never done that. And I'm a giver, and I give and I give, and I don't ever get anything in return. All I get is just them always bringing up my past. And the reason why I brought up with Candy, and the reason why I'm being very petty, and I'm constantly bringing up my nephew to Candy and about Candy to everybody, is because I just feel like, Candy just could have been more sensitive. And Candy, she just doesn't ever help anybody. And I just, I'm just so frustrated. And and again, if you saw the episode, Marlo was being Marlo, being the victim. Point blank here. She's being the victim. So next you move on to Kenya. Kenya's going hey. So Kenya is going to her OBGYN, and Kenya's thinking about having another little Mark Daly. So what do you all think? Everybody, anybody who's out there in my chat, please let me know. What are your impressions of actually Kenya having another baby by Mark Daly? Her husband of 5 years. I'll wait. But anyway, so Kenya decides to tell her OBGYN that she wants to have another baby because she wants to give Brooklyn another sibling. And she has embryos that she and Mark Daly actually, fertilized while they were married. And pretty much they're in her possession. So she wants to use one of these eggs to have another child because she feels like, who wouldn't want to have the same father for all their kids? And I'm looking at Kenya, and you kind of let me down with that, Kenya. Why would you want to bring another child into this world with the issues that you are having with Brooklyn's father right now? How much does he help you to take care of Brooklyn? How often is he there to take care of Brooklyn? So you would rather bring in another child into this world and let be fathered by Mark Daly, who is an absentee father. So he's going to be an absentee father for both of your children. And you are okay with having children who are raised in a broken family knowingly the second time because you decide to have a surrogate and you just tried to use his sperm, opposed to maybe meeting someone, if not why don't you, if you're gonna have a child by somebody who's not gonna be in their life and they're just gonna cause you constant headache, because this is something that you're choosing to do, Kenya. So remember, if you have this second child, you cannot ask Mark to be responsible for this child at all. And so now the burden is going to be on you. You're 52 years old. You got one nanny. You got one child. Are you really serious about bringing another child who would not have a father figure in their life? What happens if something happens to you? And God forbid, I'm not even saying, I hope nothing ever happened to you. But at the end of the day, you're bringing a child into this world who you know will not have a father in their life, because the father that of your first child, he's not in their life. And this is a decision you're making. So, Kenya, I think you want to rethink this decision. But if this is something that you want to do, I would do just like Brad and Judy. I would go and go to the sperm bank and find someone and let them fall, and become, impregnate your eggs, and y'all do the thing, and then you put it in a surrogate to me. But please let me know. I could be rambling. That may be, I may be real off base, but Kenya's not a good look at 52 to be trying to bring in another little Mark Daly, baby, into the world. But anyway, so let's move on. So the day comes when we having the Sheree Gucci, let's get Gucci brunching. And so all the ladies come in, the ladies, they got different fashion, different styles. So they all have their Gucci on, something, a piece on or something. Okay. They look, you have to go and look at this episode. They look nice. But Kenya, of course, she comes in and she's got what, Coach on, Chanel, I don't know. She got Coach on. So, Kenya was not going to follow the assignment. That's just not Kenya. It hadn't been Kenya. And I love Kenya for that. Kenya came in with just what she wanted to come in and plop down and was like, oh, no, I don't wear that. I don't wear Gucci. So, no, I wouldn't be having it on. Now, who did come in flossing from head to toe, like bam, 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 bam. Marlo. When I say she was from head to toe, her shades, everything was Gucci. Look, Marlo looked good. You look good, girl. Good, 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 good. No, Marlo looked real good. So anyway, they come in and before she comes in, they don't have to rearrange the seats again, Marlo. So you couldn't sit by Candy because Candy just not feeling you. But unfortunately, they put Sonya next to Candy, and I don't know why they did that. But anyway, long story short, let me see. Wait, let me read my notes because I got notes, and I thought this was like so fun. Okay, so the ladies decide to. Okay, Sheree decides to do a little speech during the beginning of the brunch. And basically, she was crying, fake crying, that she just so sad that she just can't believe what's going on with the ladies. Because, we've never been such divided group. And then she got these fake tears coming out. And she's just like, and, I just want us to get it together because, I want to say, yeah, Sheree, they're getting ready to mess up y'all money, right? If you ladies can't film together and can't do stuff together, then that's going to start messing up people's money because after a while, some girls are going to say they're not going to film with other girls and other girls not going to film. And to be honest, it's nothing really entertaining about the two sets of ladies. But if we had to say what's the most entertaining of the two sets, it definitely wouldn't be the storyline of you, Sheree, nor you, Marlo, and Courtney. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure why you here. So just know, Sheree, you should have been crying tears. But anyway, so Sheree crying tears, and the ladies decide to confront each one, the ones who are having issues. And so Sheree, she goes on to say, she thought Courtney and Candy had a misunderstanding. And this was one of the reasons why they got off to like a bad start. And, Courtney, she kind of owned up to it and she apologized. And then Candy, Candy also owned up to, maybe it was misunderstanding, but she feels like Courtney has sent her olive branch out and she's willing to accept it. So I thought that was really good, So now we got Courtney and Candy kind of on board until the next thing happened. But let's hope let's hope nothing happened no time this season. Okay, let's just keep them cool. So next you got Sonya, who wants to confront Kenya and say that she's been working really hard on their relationship and trying to be a better friend to Kenya. And she was just so hurt when they were in Birmingham and how Kenya told her she could go home. Kenya was like, okay, Sonya, you can go. Don't worry about coming back. You can go. That was so funny. But anyway, I kind of divest. So Sonya, she's telling Kenya, like, that just really hurt me. I'm not sure, like, why we can't be better friends, but I want to work on it. And pretty much Kenya was like, I don't trust you. And so it would be hard to be friends with you because I don't trust you. And Sonya was like, wait a minute, you don't trust me. And so Kenya was like, yes, I gave you some advice about going on a show, which was Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. And this was going to be an appearance that Sonya was going to be on. And she pretty much did. She asked Kenya for some advice. And then when she got on the show, Andy asked about what did she think about Kenya's butt, if it's real or fake. And we all know how Sonya is. Sonya is not going to say yay or nay. She always going to ride the fence. She always going to, I wonder, does she think that's like, she's being smart by not, how should I say? But is she being smart because she's never definitive in making a decision? That's how I kind of feel. I kind of feel sometimes Sonya feels like she's being smart because you could never hold her to the fire because she really didn't say, I like this person or I don't like this person, or I'm not sure if it happens, or yes, it did happen. I know I'm missing a word, and if you're in my chat, please let me know. But riding the fence is perfect. But I feel like Sonya is very aware of what she's doing, and she's doing that on purpose to try to stay in a space where she can say she's not held accountable for anything because she doesn't make any decisions about anything. So this is the same. So pretty much, Kenya was like, you talking about me and I'm helping you. And then Sonya goes into, making her excuses. And you know how Sonya talks. And pretty much Sonya was being shady. And she was pretty much saying she don't know if that's a real, butt because of the way, how it looks. And if she would have just held her ground and just said, look, Kenya, I don't know if it's a real butt. But at the same time, she could have told Andy Cohen if she had any loyalty to Kenya. I don't know if that's Kenya's real butt, but I know one thing: Kenya look good and she wear it well. See, that's what these girls are missing. There's no loyalty to anybody, and then they want to hold each other accountable. None of you all are loyal to each other. So why do you feel entitled when someone doesn't stand up for you? And this is me talking to Kenya. And then it's me talking to you, Sonya, because you don't hold yourself up. You don't hold your foot in the ground for nothing. You just, you wishy-washy. You know what I'm saying? You're on this side, you're on that side. That's what they used to call it back in my day. You wishy-washy. And Sonya, that's what you are. And I guess everybody's getting tired of it. So Kenya was like, I don't know where our friendship, can go, but I'm willing to see Sonya. So Kenya was willing to try and see. So that was what happened with Sonya and Kenya. And then after that, well, who else happened? So much happened. and I'm trying to keep one person out of my name until the very end of this commentary. Okay, so we're gonna come on and start. So next, Marlo, Marlo attempts to have another conversation with Candy, and pretty much she says to Candy, I don't understand why after a 10 plus year relationship between us, you don't seem to like me, and I'm not really sure why I'm treated different. Pretty much, I mean, that's what Marlo said. And Candy was like, what are you talking about, Marlo? And then who starts to talk? Sonya. Sonya, please close your mouth. Can Sonya have like 5 seats to the back? Can we just pick her up, tell her go 5 seats to the back and sit down and keep her mouth closed? So she decides to kind of tell Candy, like, oh, Candy, what Marlo is trying to say is, I don't think you understand. And she just feel like, and then so finally, Candy just cut Sonya off, like, please, Sonya, you don't need to talk for Marlo. And no, she did not need to talk for Marlo while Marlo's sitting there. Sonya, shame on you. The way Marlo runs her mouth and talks and say whatever Marlo wants to say, whenever Marlo wants to say it. And you, of all people, decided the time that you want to speak on the behalf of someone is you want to speak on behalf of Marlo? Sonya, you better go and Sonya, you better go get you a storyline. Because if your storyline is being the mediator for Candy and Marlo, you definitely missing your assignment, because they're gonna end up putting you off the show. Because what is your storyline? But anyway, so make a long short. So Marlo like, oh, I could be around all of you all, and I don't have to say anything, and it don't have to be any trouble. So Kenya start coughing and gagging. Lord have mercy. She started gagging. So then Kenya say, nobody don't want to be around you, Marlo, because it's hard to be around you because you always attacking people and you evil. Oops, ouch. And Marlo like, no, I can be around. And I can be around you ladies and not be a problem. So when we gonna start, Marlo? Please let me know when we gonna start you being around the ladies and not being a problem. So far, this is episode 7. So I'm not really sure how many more episodes we got to the end, but are you gonna be around the ladies and not be a problem? I want to know, Marlo. And if you're in my chat, please let me know. Do you think Marlo is gonna be around the ladies and not cause a problem? Because I don't see it. But there again, it's not what I see, it's what Marlo is saying that, she can do. So I guess we'll see. So then Marlo turns and decides to confront Candy. And she pretty much tells Candy that, the bigger issue is what type of friend is Candy. Ooh. The guns was blazing then. Ooh, Lord. I was like, So, so then you got Sheree in her confessional talking about no one Candy can ever speak because she got her minions speaking for her, which she was saying the minions was gonna be Drew and Kenya talking for her about Marlo. And it's like, are you serious, Sheree? Where you been? And so Candy makes a very good point, which she didn't have to make this point to me. Kenya can't stand Marlo. It's so obvious. And then Drew don't like her right now, the way she got up and pumped her out and got all up in her face. Drew doesn't like Marlo right now. So with that being said, why would Candy need minions to protect her from Marlo? No one in the group likes her. I mean, come on. Kenya's calling her what did Kenya call her? A bottom rung bitch. Okay. So you think that Sheree, Candy needs Kenya and she's calling Marlo a bottom run bitch and told her you need to go back where bottom run bitches go. And then finally, Marlo, she walks out and whatever, and she, Sheree follows her out. So Marlo's outside talking about how disrespectful Kenya is, and she can't stand Kenya. Boy, I'm talking about the pot calling the kettle black. Is this not the pot calling the kettle black? Are you serious, Marlo? You talking about how disrespectful Kenya is and you can't be around her? For the last 5 episodes, you've been so disrespectful, from knocking and bamming on Kenya's door, getting all in front of Drew's face over this same storyline, and you have the audacity? Wow, Marlo, is this serious? This couldn't be filmed like every day, because you all forget this has to be filmed months and months in between, because I just cannot see you could even make a statement like this. And Marlo, it just goes to show you are an instigator to a lot of the issues that you have, but then you fall and you decide that you want to be victim as well. And you want to go, nobody's listening to me when I'm trying to talk. But then you constantly bashing these ladies. And then you all want to know why the ladies don't want to be around you all. I wouldn't want to be around you either, because I wouldn't want to know what's coming out of your mouth next. And what plot have you decided that, I'm the star of your plot? Because that's what Candy is. Candy is the star. All your plots in your head, all your storyline has Candy written all over. She needs to be the executive producer of Marlo's storyline, especially for this season. So now I guess we'll see what happens next. We had Sheree taking credit, saying that she got the ladies back together, 2 of the 3 ladies back together. She got Sonya and Kenya back together, so somewhat, and Candy and Courtney. So Sheree's patting herself on the back, saying she did a great job.